luck, luck, and more luck. For voluming up on your career success, as well as changing your home, are on your menu. You might want to buy a new car, one way or another. I'm going to get you. You know what you want. It's like an endurance test. It's a perseverance archetype. It's possible you could be hitting burnout territory here. I got the job. I got the raise. I got the promotion. More money and more career success. Prosperous actions and decisions connected to work and career. Venus would put you on stage, so to speak, and you might be getting more exposure. So really watch your inbox, pick up your phone that day. Welcome, Gemini. Gemini sun, moon, and rising sign. This is your horoscope reading for the month of March 2026. And in today's video, we're going to help you time your best month by using astrology as a time map. We're going to go week by week, and I'm going to give you overviews. And one of the best things I can say is money and career are going to be a huge highlight for you, as well as an exciting, if not destined, potential for a change of home invited in by an eclipse in the sign of Virgo. It's a total lunar eclipse. It also can realize in some ways for you some ambitious goals that you have in your career space, as well as changing where you live. For voluming up on your career success, as well as changing your home, are on your menu. Now, March is exciting as well because Jupiter will be hit up by 3 planets, creating luck, luck, and more luck. And Venus is going to luck up with Uranus with this beautiful money sextile. So I kind of like the month of March. We even have, for goodness sakes, Jupiter, luck, growth, opportunity, and expansion, moving into direct motion this month. So finally things are going to get going where they've been stuck since November. Let us begin the ride to the sky together. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Lori Lothian. I am using the Western Tropical Zodiac. This is Whole Sign House Astrology 2, as well as are all channels on YouTube for astrology using whole sign houses to delineate your chart, because we can't do it any other way. However, I encourage you to check my tutorial in my description box to how to cast your chart in whole sign houses, because it's going to be a lot easier than you think to understand the sky in that tradition. Now, let's talk about a few things. If you want to learn how to time your best year of 26, there's still like 10 months left in the year. Check out my 2026 individual 2.5-hour videos for your sign, or you can buy the bundle of all 12 signs and listen for sun, moon, and rising. Share with friends and family. It's still on sale. Share with friends and family. Buy it for yourself. It's a fundraiser for equipment and staff and scholarship funds for students who take courses with me. Description box below. And finally, if you want to learn astrology, I've got a Divine Timing Masterclass of an intermediate to advanced astrology tools coming up in May. The wait list is below. Check it out and get on the description. Get on the wait list for early discounts and early notice when the course is going to open. Now, let's get started. I have to take a deep breath. I have a cold. I came back from Mexico on a full flight from WestJet 2 days ago, and I caught something on the plane, which is not surprising. It was jam-packed. I wasn't in first class. And so I'm going to be doing my best to help get through this time with you in a good mood. But if I look foggy or I sneeze or I stop to blow my nose, you be kind to me. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. All right. So the first thing I want to say is that we do want to address this eclipse for you, because unlike other signs that I've talked about so far, Aries and Taurus, for you, this eclipse is, I'm going to show you the sky in a minute. This eclipse, oh, wait a minute. Sun, moon, and rising. Your sun sign is your career and purpose, moon, home, and nest, and where you live. Rising sign, your simulation character in the sim, your body and how you act and react to life. However, you can also say that the sun is your eternal nature. It's like the actor. The rising sign is the character or the role in the movie that the actor plays. The moon is the feelings and emotions that go with the character. But often you'll find the moon will relate to home matters, that the sun will relate to matters connected to career and purpose, and the ascendant can impact anything in your life because it's sensitive to change. Now, the 4th house eclipse is a total lunar eclipse, just shy of a blood moon, total blood moon. And it is with the south node of release, surrender, and let go. And the 4th house is what you would call your domicile, your home, and where you live. And it is a big deal for you because it's angular, because it's in the fourth house, because it activates your career, it squares your relationship house, marriage house, it activates your body. It's a big deal eclipse. So we want you to really focus on that when we get to the eclipse. It's, as I go through it, it is a big deal. But we have so much luck in career and money matters going on for you this month that the eclipse is a side story to the goodness. But I have to say, eclipses can feel turbulent. And so you may not like the feeling of having, say, a massive change in home suddenly emerging from off this eclipse. But the goodness outweighs the negative or the challenging in this month of March. That's where I'm trying to calm you and soothe you before we get to the actual story. Let me bring up the chart. And I am really, really having a hard time today focusing because I'm so not feeling well. So hang in there with me, guys, and I'll do my best. Gemini, sun, moon, and rising sign. This is you. This is setting the ascendant here. My progressed sun is mid-Gemini right now, so I relate to you guys. No, progressed planets are not as important as your natal, but they do count. Take a course with me. Learn all about it. Everything about me in the description box below the video. You start the month off. We're doing week by week. We start the month off with Mars moving into the 10th house of career, where he's going to be through till April the 9th. When Mars is up here, this means change, passion, direction, action, focus, maybe hard work in your 10th house. When he's up here with the North Node, there are destined changes coming in your career space between the beginning of March and April the 9th. And he is forming a stellium up here as well with 5 bodies here, North Node, Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. So there's a lot of intensity, especially through till March the 6th. From the 2nd to the 6th, 5 planets are up here. So it's a really intense call to focus on your career agenda. And with Venus exalted, it may be that the 2nd to the 6th of March, you encounter positive, exalted, worldly career success stories that invite you to directional change and new options, new movement in career. But Mars will not be visible in the sky till March 17th, though you may decide or begin to plot new directions in your career, but you may not see the visible actions around those changes until after mid-March. But as we begin the month, there's all this intensity in the career space. On the 3rd of March, the moon will move into 12 degrees of the sign of Virgo and create an opening for a full moon eclipse. Now, a south node eclipse, that's the south node, and the moon will be on March the 2nd at 12 degrees. Don't worry about 16. I'm not going to tittle around. 12 degrees, almost 13 degrees of Virgo. You've had eclipses here already back in 2006, fall 7, 8, right? It really would have been a path of how was your life in 2000, follow 2006 to spring of 2008. When it comes to home property and real estate matters, that story is back again. And you may indeed consider that it could do something similar, which is to relocate your place of residence. So for me, when my son was still progressed in Gemini back then, I changed my home. I sold a property and moved. So you might find yourself doing something similar, right? And maybe reminiscent of that time. An eclipse will bring a destined change in the home, property, land, and real estate sector that you're not cognitively choosing all the time. There's no steering wheel here. So that eclipse doesn't roll out and you move your home on March the 3rd. That eclipse signals that something is going to happen, perhaps over 3 months to 6 months. Usually I find a lunar eclipse is quite obviously telling us what's going to happen, usually within 90 days after the eclipse and up to a month before. So already this idea of home and property, let go, surrender, move, may be playing out for you. You might already have a clue. And because it's ruled by Mercury in your 10th house, it could also involve changes in career and moving as well. Career and home and career are intertwined in relocation options. And certainly, if you're going to have a change of home because of this eclipse, in the fourth house, it is sextiled by Jupiter in a money and earnings and resources house. This is indicating a positive blessing and an ease that attends this eclipse. You'll have the money to move or make more money coming your way, gives you a chance to move. Now, Jupiter was in this part of the sky in Cancer in the month of August. He's retrograded back to the same place he was sitting in the month of August. So if you go back to August and you think about home, property, land, and real estate matters or career matters, right? Because of the wedge, career and home matters may have been on your mind in August. For me, had just moved in July to my new home, and it was so many sirens in the summer with my open windows. A lot of people notice me talking on my channel about I need to move. I can't deal. I'm between a fire hall and a hospital. And so it was really tough and really noisy and really hot. No air conditioning, although I do love my ocean view. It is possible that time will be now fulfilling a possible relocation, a move. It's that simple. It may or it may not. But it's exciting to think about what could happen because you want to see that money, resources, and prosperity and home are positively interconnected. And so pay attention to what might unfold near that eclipse to give you clues as well, maybe up to 2 or 3 days before and after March the 3rd. Let me know how it goes for you. I'll let you know in the comments how this goes for me. Now, another thing to consider in the story of the month of March is the fact that we also see Juno up here, and she's been here since the end of the last, like December 29th to March 29th. So she's about contracts and agreements and marriage vows as well. And she's in a chunky money house. And it's possible because of this angle from the eclipse that you might also have a contractual agreement emerging to buy, sell, or lease a new home over the course of the 3 to 6 months after this eclipse. Now, moving into the further story of the sky, we can talk about the 3rd to the 5th of March in the context of very exciting, positive, and lucky news around money, most likely. But it could also be about love. What is going on is an exalted Venus in a career and reputation space, how the world sees you. I'm married, I'm divorced, I'm working, I'm in my job. She's exalting your career. And she's going to continue to do that, as I said, until March the 6th when she leaves. And she's flowing to Uranus on a wealth star called Algol. There's a surprise. There's a surge of financial surprise or career outcome surprise or romantic love if the romance involves distant shores, foreign lands, and far off places. Otherwise, it could literally look like if you make money through international borderless income, and a lot of people do, meaning that you are online or you have PayPal and Stripe and payment processors, and the money you make isn't bound to one country. You are going to maybe see career and money success and surges in some fundamental way. But there's a surprise element, and you might say, wow, I didn't see that coming. Venus exalted, Uranus in her kingdom. You can't complain. Mercury nearby says information and news, spotlight sun, career, and some surge of surprise, probably connected to the word money. Now, on the 4th and 5th of March, the first of 3 lucky events occurs with Jupiter. This will be Sun trine Jupiter. Nothing bad about that. We feel good when this happens. It's a feel-good goodness transit. Goodness between Sun and Lord Jupiter in your second house of earnings. Technically, you might find yourself receiving a big boost financially. This can replay monetary success and career success stories that may have been occurring in the middle of August last year. And here it comes again. So check your wallet, pocketbook, money, career stories mid to end of August last year and see if you can find any similarities. I think I was on Dan Waite's show, The World Astrology Report, and it gave me a huge boost of subscribers and views. And I had a nice little channel career pop at the time. That's what I'm remembering, I think. Or if it wasn't Dan Waite's, it was another channel, a podcast on spiritual stuff. But I had a nice bump. So it was a nice feel good feel. It's back again. You want to think of earnings, money, savings, financial increase, a bit like last August. And it's connected to the sun. So you're succeeding as a bright light in the top of your career sky. You're popular and publicly appealing to your boss, coworkers, colleagues, or the other people who witness your career. And now you have a nice little boost in the money. Not too shabby. March 4th and 5th. On the 7th of March, Mercury will be in the heart of the sun in a retrograde motion. It is a powerful Mercury cazimi connected to good things happening on your career. Good day to launch a career product, ask for a raise, get a promotion, take an interview, March the 7th. This is happening right up here. It will be at 16 degrees of the sign of Pisces on the 7th of March. Now, when this conjunction happens up here, in the top of your sky with a north node of volume up, worldly success, and Mars change, all I can say is something good is trying to happen. Mars is a ruler of your 6th house of work and job, employment, employees, employer structures. Mars is amplifying this cazimi with the north node. Now, sometimes when I see this kind of sky, I wonder if you're getting ready to announce you're changing something in your career. Like I'm quitting or I'm moving around to this other thing. I'm making a big public announcement about my career, about a change that's happening. And it would be a good day to make those kinds of announcements publicly to whomever and whatever you need to do on March the 7th. But because we have the trine to Jupiter still forming and will be a trine to the moon in your 6th house, we get what we call a water trine activation. This is going to say, even though we have detrimental planets, Mercury in detriment and the moon, we have an exalted Jupiter picking up the slack. What does it mean? A lucky, positive, flowing energy in the career space, March 6th, 7th, and 8th with epicenter cazimi. I want you to consider coming to my free Mercury cazimi webinar. We're going to do a meditation, talk about some of the asteroids, the Sabian symbol. I do all my Mercury webinars, cazimi webinars for free. In the description box, you'll find a way to sign up. What I want to mention next is if you want to let go of an employees, like Mars says, fire or cut, and you're a big boss figure to, I don't know, save money. You could reshuffle employee structures here as well. Just saying. And if you want to secure a rental property, news of an opportunity for a rental property may emerge, and you'll hear about an opportunity around March the 7th. The Venus will also on March the 7th join with Neptune. And now she's moving on the 6th, by the way. Venus is moving on the 6th into Aries through the whole of the month of March. While she's in her detriment here, she's also just good Venus in a good house. It could be a very important time for you through the entire month of March, from the 6th to the end of the month, you could find difficulties with friends, Saturn, Venus, hardship with friends, hardships with a sibling one older. Or with Neptune, you could be really looking at securing longer range friends to whom you feel a spiritual connection and doubling down on those types of friendships. Although hardship with friends can also occur under this, and social networks under this energy during the month of March. And, Saturn is the isolated loner, outcast. And so you may spend time away from friends in March for some reason, not really enjoying their company. With Venus ruling your 5th house, you might be too busy working on entrepreneurial or creative projects and having less social time. So you might be less social than you normally are throughout the month of March after the 6th of March. And I will also mention that as she co-joins Neptune, if you were single and looking for a relationship, you might meet somebody through a friend, a blind date, a social group, an event with friends, or somebody you meet in a colleague, coworker setting. And it could be very soulmatey, and you might feel very much like a deep, familiar attraction connected to the 12th house concept of past lives. And it would feel very romantic, right? So there is that vibe of where you could fall into a relationship, attraction under this sky. And this person could be older than you or younger than you by 6 to 7 years, or could come from a foreign land or distant shore and be a foreigner. Those are options for you. All right. Now, as Venus is moving through this part of the sky, and we're moving on to the 8th to the 14th of the month, she's going to come into contact directly with Saturn. I think this can be like money is hard, but it's hard work. It's like an endurance test. It's a perseverance archetype in the house of the gains of the career. It's like grinding to be successful in your financial gains and your popularity and your appeal. And with Mars in the 10th house, it's possible you could be hitting burnout territory here. So be careful. that there's something around specifically March the 8th where you just might want to call it quits or up and leave the company or slam your hand down on the boardroom table saying, basta, enough. There's a vibe here, especially with Mars, on the North Node to intensify what can be anger or frustration in work. I kind of feel like it would be like, I'm making all this money or I'm successful. I got a raise or promotion, but life is feeling hard. The gains of the career aren't feeling so enjoyable. And so look for clues around that time, please, March the 8th, 9th. It doesn't mean you have to quit your job, but understand there's a message that's trying to reach you. The sky is communicating with you. Pay attention to what you're being told. Saturn wants you to be deeply on purpose. And if you're working hard but don't feel purposeful, you're maybe getting a signal at this time about a reorientation of your career direction. On March the 8th and 9th, here comes the second wave of luck from Jupiter. We had the first one on the 4th, 5th with the sun in your 10th house now. Mercury and Jupiter are flowing to each other, and it looks like good news. That's what Mercury and Jupiter bring when they do this pattern. Good news on March the 8th. You'll start to feel it on the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Good news, good news, good news. What is it? I don't know. I got the job. I got the raise. I got the promotion. I got the sign-on bonus. I got the severance package of my dreams, whatever this is. It's work, money, earnings, good news vibe. And with the moon in the workhouse, you see this triangle forming. It's very opportunity rich energy. So what is this good news? What is this good money, work, career news? I'm not sure. Mercury and Jupiter are commercial transactions that are prosperous. Look for commercial transactions that are prosperous. Could involve employee situations as well as contracts for new business partnerships as well. And they look like they're positive and prosperous as well. On March the 9th and 10th, Venus will sextile Pluto. Venus is a wealth yoga anytime she talks to Pluto. So how does Venus do? Sorry, that story. Pluto is in the 9th house and he wants transformation and power. And he wants you to look and go deep in your dharma, your life purpose, your higher purpose and meaning in your life. But on a practical note, Pluto's in a house of courts and judges. Venus is in a place of windfalls. The judge rules in your favor. You get a lot of money. This is you, March 9th and 10th. You get accepted to your highest calling university, college campus. Feels like a lucky break. You get an opportunity for a book publishing contract or deal. You get your book published and it turns out to be a bestseller. I don't know. You get to go on podcasts and shows and talk about 9th house things, wisdom, truth, knowledge, meaning, spiritual ideology. When does this happen? It happens on 2 days, March 9th and 10th. Well, and Venus rules your house of good fortune, and she's in the house of windfalls. And Pluto is a wealth god connected to foreign lands and foreign people. There may be some wealth that you can acquire through a lucky circumstance connected to foreigners. This also can be a sibling one older or two older as a way of seeing where some fortune could come your way under the sky on the dates I gave you, March 10th and March 9th. Now we're moving on next to the 14th to the 20th of the month, the third week of the month. I hope I'm not going too fast for you, but you can always slow me down on the playback speed. Or get YouTube Premium, download the video and listen to me forever, or join my Patreon community where it's early access ad free, all that stuff. March 14th to the 20th is important because we're going to have a new moon in Pisces in that week, and we're going to have some very powerful and positive developments. We'll start with March the 15th. Well, Mercury will join Mars. Now, Mercury and Mars together can be difficult conversations or harder to process news. So let us move forward to March the 15th so we can see it together. So here's Mercury. He's at 9 degrees and he's going to come into a collision with Mars. It's going to be around 9 degrees, 10 degrees of the sign of Pisces around the 15th of the month. 14th, 15th, 16th, feeling into that. The North Node means destiny. There will be an eclipse here in the fall. And it's also reverbing from the eclipse on March the 3rd down below in your 4th house. This kind of thing can look for some of you like you're going to walk into the boss's office and say, I'm done, I quit. But also the boss, the sun, could say, we are shutting down this division or something, and we're going to move you to another section of the company, or your job might be coming to a close. But with Jupiter flowing from the second house and now direct motion since March the 11th, this is going to feel good to you. You're happy for this thing to shut down so you can move in a more prosperous and more exciting direction. You go back, if you don't mind, to August, but also you've been sort of stalled out on career and money and work matters since November the 11th, in the sense that Jupiter was backpedaling to deepen your bounty in a retrograde motion. Now, that's not a bad thing, deepening your financial bounty, career success, but now we spring loaded to go forward. So now you have forward momentum from the successes you've had behind you, much of which really began in the shadow period of August. So you're ready to jump forward to new success levels in some way. And if it requires cutting, editing, or severing some aspect of career, and Mars and Mercury make the decision, or you gives you the information to make those choices, it's going to feel good. Okay. You're going to say, yeah, I like where this is going. So don't be afraid of this story. Mars rules your job and work and employment house. Mercury is the news and information you need, and he's the Lord of your sign, giving you what you need. If you're going to change your home, you will change your home connected to decisions connected to career, including home office. If you want to work from home or have a home which have a bigger office space, this would be a big yes. And the momentum begins to build around March the 15th. On March 17th to the 19th, the sun will sextile Uranus. The sun and Uranus together is positive. Venus did this energy on the 3rd, 4th, 5th. Now the sun is doing the same thing. Uranus is a surprise. The sun is illumination in the career space, surprise in backroom deals and negotiations, foreign lands and people and distant shores, money made from international companies or foreign land revenue, and some nice little bump and positive development here. Certainly, I would say that because this is also Venus's rulership of Uranus, it could involve a raise or a promotion or a new level of financial gain connected to your career as a general story playing out at this time. And if you're involved in the online social media world, which the sun is ruling in your chart, this is extremely positive for the career sector, especially for online types as well. On the 18th of March, we have a new moon at 28 degrees of Pisces. Watch the moon come into this part of the sky, and that is a new moon. And it will happen to be with a node of fate and destiny, as well as Mars for change and Mercury for information or news. Mercury is being amplified by the North node of volume up and worldly success in that conjunction. Mars says directions, passions, and change directions. Mars is visible as of the 17th, and all systems go. The new moon is seeding a fresh beginning in your career. This fresh beginning is ruled by Jupiter in the money house in direct motion. The code would be the next 6 months, expect more money and more career success than usual, because you are engaged in decisions and actions and passionate directions that are going to allow for that to happen. Okay. Mercury being the ruler of your sun, moon, and rising, this should be good. You should like this energy. Mercury is retrograde. Don't be afraid of the retrogradation. It just tells us he's going back and activating opportunities from your past as well in this new moon. All right, now I'll dive into more deeper delineation in my week ahead astrology and all that stuff on my channel. So please consider liking and subscribing so you don't miss that kind of content. You'll notice the new moon forms a beautiful miniature trine, which is lucky as all hell, flowing and positive. This is business partnership agreements and contracts, or severance package or sign-on bonus agreements and contracts, or retirement packages and contracts, trining the career new beginning, flowing to Uranus in the 12th house, especially if you work for foreign companies in distant shores and lands, or you work in a country other than the one you were born in, or you work with international customers and clients for your revenue. This is a positive time. This moon is going to unroll 6 months of good shit for you. So get ready, get set, go. If you're retired, I don't know what to make of it. You might get some kind of money through an inheritance from an elder father figure as well, or something like that. But retired people, what do you do? I don't get it. I don't want to be dismissive, but like, what do you do? Like, gardening is good. But I mean, you got to find something to do when you retire. Otherwise, you're going to wander aimlessly through reality without a purpose. So I'm just sort of saying, hey, because I do the 10th house, I can't say it's career, reputation, social standing. End of story. Exaltation, energy, top of the sky where Venus was. I'm looking for another delineation. Can't find it for you. What are you doing in this world? Mars rules your service house. Are you being charitable? Are you working in a soup kitchen with the indigent, homeless, and underprivileged? Then this is going very well. Okay. Now moving on, Venus will square Jupiter on the 18th as well, same day as the new moon. It's a square which will demand change. It's kind of like, I need to make a decision. I need to take some action. You can do it. Mars is visible as of the day before the new moon. So are you ready to take some action and make a decision on what Venus here in your 11th house of career gains, friends and social networks, long-range goals and dreams and plans, and windfalls is doing with Jupiter? Certainly Venus is a money goddess, and she rules your house of good fortune. Jupiter is abundance, prosperity, and wealth in your pocketbook, wallet, and earnings or savings. There can be a nice pickup here of financial success in some way, or financial opportunity, or financial luck. It's karmic. It was destined for you. Saturn is here. It's meant to be. Comes off of past lives as well, or deep, deep past stuff. I kind of like it if you are thinking that, well, this is kind of a weird one. If you were a single Gemini looking for a relationship, this could be a relationship you meet somebody through work-related themes. They could be a customer, a client, they could be a colleague or coworker, and it could open up a doorway for a new love story for you. Again, I see an age difference or a foreign land status in a new relationship. If you're with somebody already, it's not that. However, Jupiter does rule the house of your spouse, and your spouse could have a breakthrough in their own life professionally, or some positive success in their own finances as well. It's a possibility as well, especially if your spouse is a female. Now, as I go forward into the next story, we're talking about Jupiter trining Mars, or Mars trining Jupiter. So first the sun did the happy lucky trine March 4th, 5th. Then we saw it happen again on the 7th, on the 8th and 9th with Mercury, the news messenger. And now finally the last one is Mars. Now Mars is like action oriented, and Jupiter is good. So prosperous decisions, good action, prosperous actions and decisions connected to work and career. Certainly, Mars is a cutter, ender, and severer, like snip, 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 and he rules job work, employer-employee settings. But Mars also is connected to the rulership of rental properties. And because of the eclipse in the 4th house, this could be the opportunity to make a move on a rental property opportunity. This is the time for that. If that happens, it's good news, good movement, because you can possess something, Jupiter, to do with home and property connected to rentals that is luscious and lovely. Now, when my regress sun, I hope I'm not moving again necessarily, but if a golden move opportunity showed up for me, of course, I'd likely say yes. Okay. This is weird, but you might want to buy a new car off of this, or you have an opportunity to sell or buy a vehicle off of this that feels very auspicious and fortunate. And the good action is to do that, go ahead and do that. And because Mercury's still with the North Node as this is unfolding, and I want to get us all the way over to the actual date so you can see the 21st. Mercury's still on the North Node. That would look, because he's stationed to turn around, that is going to look like some opportunity that is coming through a phone call, text messages, or emails, right? Like that someone's delivering this opportunity and this news to you. So really watch your inbox, pick up your phone that day. We're going to go the 20th, 21st, and 22nd, okay? And you'll see Mars turning around right on the North Node on March the 20th. So, and I didn't add that as a big delineation because I'll be doing a bunch of webinars and stuff, but it feels like destined, fated, positive change around the 20th and 21st is coming for you one way or another. Now I've got Blondie, one way or another. I'm going to get you. And in your career, you're going to get going on something positive, especially with Mercury direct you finally are going forward in a clean and clear way. You know what you want. Mars says the actions are going to be prosperous and lucky. And I think it's a new job for those of you looking for a job, a new career direction or opportunity for those of you who are already happy and with what you're doing. Moving forward, we see the 21st to the 26th. You're going to have the sun bumping into a cast of characters as the sun for 30 days, starting on the 20th, ingresses into Aries. It's our astrological new year and will create a stellium of energy throughout the Aries sky with Venus here until the 30th. This means the 21st to the 30th is really a jam-packed intensity around your 11th house of windfalls, pennies from heaven, long-range goals and dreams, socialization, celebrity, influences over groups of people, addressing or speaking to public groups or large groups of people, because Mercury will be there eventually. Or it could even be a situation where your career and the gains of your career are extremely activated, like beyond all measure, because Mars rules the stellium from the 10th house with the North Node Mercury. It's like you're in a career uptick period of time, as best I can say. Very exciting, very successful energy here. The sun will be here, as I said, 30 days till the third week of April. And the sun will bump into Neptune and then Saturn. Now, the kind of vibe of this journey of the sun through Neptune and Saturn is to shed light on something that was uncertain or confusing. So the sun is shining a flashlight on things that may have felt uncertain or foggy for you about the career, about the gains of the career. And the sun is illuminating that and bringing longer range goals and plans into place, into clarity and into focus for you. And then the sun will move into contact with Saturn. And that's also very important energy, because the solar energy here is like a boss or someone in a higher position than you, and Saturn adds authority, and Venus says blessings. So there's some kind of blessings from friends in high places, people of significant control and power or success. I see a lot of clients get social media invitations to podcasts and stuff when they have large activations of their 11th house. And so Venus would put you on stage, so to speak, and you might be getting more exposure in the public, front of the boardroom, in the public, more celebrity, more in front of other people vibrationally going on here. And Mercury is like, well, we are busy in the top of the sky, amplitude of worldly success. So there's all of that. Saturn Sun, hardship with a sibling one older, hardship with a friend, an older friend, a friend you've had for a long time, some difficult turning points, woundings with friendships around March the 21st of social groups and friends of belonging, social friendships. We're going to notice as well that sextile to Pluto is forming between the Sun and Saturn and Pluto. And this energy on March 24th and 25th, it's interesting to say it could be a positive development regarding long distance travel, foreign lands and shores, book publishing deals, or travel connected to siblings, and positive developments around the third week of March. I'm trying to lure my sister to Mexico with me. She's my younger sister. The sun rules all of your siblings. That could be a yeah, she'll agree to come. All righty. And then finally, Saturn and Pluto sustain a long sextile from the 21st of the month to the 31st. It's just a cooperative vibe between these planets. So hard work pays off if your work is on purpose, if your work is aligned with your dharma and your destiny, then you are having a feeling of the work is paying off. If not, Pluto has got the upper hand, and he'll tell you working hard, it's something that's meaningless and doesn't satisfy your soul's determination that you want a significant life. Isn't working. I'll show you a new way. It can go either way. And on March the 26th, with a moon conjunct Jupiter in the sign of your second house, you're looking at, and the flow you have to the Mars Mercury story, you're looking at lots of money success coming your way around March 25th, 26th, 27th. And Pluto says, what, you want to quit this income source? I give you permission. We want meaning and purpose. Here's the money you need to make that decision. Maybe you want to leave your job in a friendly way or quit your business or something. That could happen here. And that's all I've got for you in this month ahead story. Just remember that Jupiter goes direct on March the 11th after being retrograde from November the 11th. And so therefore you are now ready to take the bull by the horns and prosper in a new way through career, work, and material resource success. And this month you begin to feel after March 11th that you are on the fire horse of great money and career success. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Join my Mercury free webinar, Cazimi webinars in the description box. Buy my All Signs bundles. Find me on Patreon. Find me on Substack, Pluto Chronicles, World Astrology, free weekly column, and more. Become a part of my other communities by looking in my description box and find me there. I'll see you guys around. Thanks for listening. And thanks for bearing with me having a cold and feeling like poop. Take care. Bye-bye.